Monday night, I can deal with Monday night. Wednesday night, you're halfway through the week. Thursday night, well, that's Friday's Eve. So what's left for Tuesday night but some Forza Motorsport Spec racing action? Good to have you all tuning in. Shadow Edge Media, Dustin Moore here with another race day on Twitch TV. Excited to be broadcasting this one, week number 3 of the FM4 series. And yes, the storyline, the one that has prevailed across 2 different series, is that Slaps Vela, and you see him at the top of the leaderboard there, is just absolutely dominating. 9 races under his belt between the 2 series, and those 9 races have belonged to him. But, not to be overlooked, there behind him, second place Disco Joint Family Dude, C-Tom there in 4th, Slipstream, Foontang, Imel, Fear the Fun, Misfit, Presto Esbesto, Bambi Buster, Ollie, and then you see the opposite side there. Now, what this doesn't take into account for is the total points overall across the season. This is the championship points. And how things work here in the Forza Motorsport Spec Series is that there are 5 weeks. That 5th week is a finale, but in those 5 weeks, they drop your worst race. So these are just the championship points, hence the reason that that Slaps Vela has remained at 50 points since we last looked at this scoreboard there in week number 2. So things getting ready to go out here on the track, getting ready for some qualifying. First race, heading out to the Silverstone National Circuit. And as we watch these drivers do a little bit of qualifying, we'll go ahead and we'll talk about their vehicles and what they're driving out here. But yes, the Forza Motorsport Spec Racing Series, and as spec implies, these vehicles have only one specification that everybody must use. You can tune the vehicle to your desire, but all the upgrades, they're the same from driver to driver. No differences there. It's the tuning and the driver's skill that really weighs into this one. All right, here we go. Watching TFX Ray Devil. First one off the line to set a pace out here at the Silverstone National Circuit, a 1.64-mile circuit here in Silverstone, England. As he heads through this little section here, Maggots and then Entree out onto the long straightaway through the infield section of Silverstone, the reconfigured latest and greatest version of Silverstone here in Forza Motorsport 7. Wellington Straight. Underneath the bridge, coming up to Brooklands. This left-hander you got to prepare for, brake for properly. It's a flat track, no undulation whatsoever. So as it relates to maybe relying on some banking in corners, well, you're not going to find that here. At our next track you will, but not here at Silverstone. And we see Fear the Fun out there behind him. And of course, because this is qualifying, where they are amongst each other right now doesn't matter. What really matters is who comes out of qualifying with the top times. We'll go ahead and we'll throw up the stats and we'll see who has the best times by C-Tom currently leading that. Now, this is just a standstill lap. We haven't yet gone all the way through for a flying lap, so they'll get 2 flying laps with their standstill lap, and you just very much like rivals here in Forza Motorsport 7, you want to get around the track as clean as possible, because any dirty lap, and the dirty laps come by way of going outside the track limits, a dirty lap will always be lower compared to any clean lap. So it could take somebody 10 minutes to get around this track right now, and if you have a dirty lap, then you are still slower. No matter if you're quicker than that 10 minutes, if you have that dirty flag that indicates that you went outside track limits, then your lap is slower than any clean time. And then, of course, once they compile the grid, they'll throw everybody out there for the start of this one here at Silverstone. 24 laps here in this one, and the meteorologists are telling us that we have some rain to be on the lookout for out here at Silverstone. It's going to be partly cloudy to start. Midway through the race, we'll have a 60% chance of light rain, and then heavy rain is inevitable at the latter half of the race. Let's go ahead and let's go to our series leader of Slaps Vela. If we could find Slaps. C-Thom, Carpe Diem, Ray Devil, Family Dude, IML, T-Phrase, Slipstream, Bambi Buster, Gotta Go Fast, PJ Dude, Ollie, Fear the Fun, Misfit, Slow Motion Fire. And we've got loading screens, so that might indicate that we're losing some folks. I don't see Slaps Vela on today's roster. So perhaps we'll get a little bit of information a bit later on as far as what's going on with Slaps Vela, if he's sitting this one out or if perhaps he is just not going to be joining for qualifying. As we watch Ray Devil now sitting in 13th position as far as quick times go. Family Dude is going to be the leader, and Family Dude having a great run in the FM4, finds himself second placed overall on the leaderboard. And first place currently with qualifying. 109 miles an hour, that's the quickest there with C-Thom. I have to assume that's out on the straightaway. Be a little bit more audio of the Fiat X19s, and I know I said we'll mention the upgrades. We'll do that here in the intermission after the qualifying has completed. Family Dude is going to come away with the top position so far. Then it looks like Disco Dude in second. We see Foontang up there in fifth position overall. That would be a great start for Foontang, who has found himself at the back of the pack for a lot of starts recently, and so a much higher finishing place coming out of qualifying, heading into the race will bode well for him. And there we go. We're going to go back to the lobby, and let's go take a look. And unfortunately, these standings are not sorted by best lap. One day, Turn 10 will get that all sorted out for us. We'll be able to sort by best lap, but as we take a look at it, we can see right there, we've got 117 of Fear the Fun. Then it goes down from there with Ray Devil with 114. C-Thom, Bambi Busters, Slow Motion Fire, all with 113. Then there's Family Dude with the top time at 112.6. Ollie at a 113.9. Disco Joint 113.1. Iceman Misfit jumps up a little bit to 114. Foontang with a 113. Gotta Go Fast at 114. And we see Slipstream. Look at Slipstream there with a 112.5. Is that better than? Yes, better than Family Dude. So it's going to be Slipstream who's going to grab the pole for this race here. Carpe Diem and Presto is Besto, both with DNFs. So those guys, well, actually, it looks like Carpe Diem was able to come away with a 115.1. But Presto is Besto will be placed at the back of the pack with no qualifying time. So there you go. We'll allow the race organizers to get everything set up. Let's go ahead and swap back to the standings to show you where all the drivers currently sit. And I mentioned Family Dude in second. He is actually tied for second. We put him in third position, though, behind Disco Joint, and I believe that's because of overall points. Disco Joint actually wins out on that one. I'll have to double check. But Disco Joint sitting in second, Family Dude in third, C-Thom in fourth. And then Slipstream, Foontang, IML, Fear the Fun, Misfit, Presto, Bambi Buster, Ali. That rounds out the top 12 with the other 10 drivers on the opposite side. These Fiat X19s, they're tuned up to a performance index here in Forza Motorsport 7 of E300. And the performance index is an algorithm, or actually the performance index is the output of an algorithm that calculates these cars' speed, handling, acceleration, and braking. And at E300, they're on the very low spectrum of performance here in Forza Motorsport 7. At 102 horsepower, 112 foot-pounds of torque, car weighs 2,077 pounds. Now, those are all, that's the same from car to car. What do those upgrades entail? Engine and power is at race air filter, sport carburetor, sport ignition, race valves, platform and handling, race brakes, race springs and dampers, front and rear anti-roll bars, the race variety, sport chassis reinforcement, roll cage, sport weight reduction. Sport weight reduction still only takes it down to 2,077. These cars are kind of heavy, a little bit heavy. Pardon me as I go into spectate mode here. I think they might be waiting on me. Drivetrain, race clutch, sport transmission, sport driveline, race differential. Tires and rims include street tire compound, 1552 forged two-piece Outlaw Double Lot 1, 14-inch diameter rims. aspiration includes a positive displacement supercharger. Nothing as far as aero goes. No Forza aero on these Fiat X19s here. And we head back out to Silverstone for 24 laps. And again, we're going to have some rain toward the end. A possibility of rain there midway, but definitely at the end. And here we go. Kick the tires, light the fires. Week number 3 of the Forza Motorsport Spec Racing Series is underway with race number 1. Slipstream, who was on the pole position, is out there in front. Family Dude is in second. Imel back there in third. Let's go ahead to Family Dude, who's going to be chasing down Slipstream as they head over to Maggots. Slipstream hitting the brakes. Puff of smoke. And we've got Disco Joint C-Tom and Imel back there in third, fourth, and fifth, as now they hit the long straightaway here at Silverstone. The Wellington Straight, that is. Family Dude right there on the back of Slipstream. Family Dude has owned really the second position in the first 2 weeks of the series. Back there behind Slaps Vela. Slaps Vela, though, not racing here tonight, it appears. He's sitting this one out. Disco Joint on the inside, coming back down to the start-finish line. 24 laps of this 1.64-mile circuit. Family Dude is going to stay on the outside. Disco Joint's going to maintain that inside line. Imel back there in fourth. A little bumping of the door panels, and here they go. Back into turn number 1. Slipstream holding true. And actually, no, he's running wide. So he's going to pull off to the side there, observing the fact that he took advantage of outside of track limit road surface. And so he'll drop himself back to third position. Disco Joint in first, Family Dude in second. C-Tom is now sitting in fourth, with Imel falling back to sixth position. Let's go back to Imel, who fortunately is racing with us here tonight after having some connectivity issues back in week number 2. Bambi Buster up to fifth. Funtang is going to be there on the inside of Imel as they head into the turn. No opportunity for Funtang to get by. Well, there might be now after Imel gets into the back of Bambi Buster. Funtang going to take the outside line, hoping to have a little bit more momentum than Imel there after Imel having a little bit of a collision with Bambi Buster. And now they're too wide up in the front. Let's go up to Slipstream, who again has put himself back into third position after running wide through turn number 1. Let's see what he does this time. Slipstream telling me that his the design for his Fiat X19 definitely inspired by the Toyota trophy trucks, or the off-road trucks of the 80s and I think maybe even the early 90s era. Beautiful looking paint scheme with the red, orange, and yellow on there. C-Tom coming up from fourth, looking to possibly contend with Slipstream there for third place. These guys going too wide down Wellington Straight. And now they go into single file formation as they approach Brooklands. It'll be Luffield over to Woodcote. Oh, when you get the loading screen, that's usually bad news all the time. Let me see if I can figure out who we might have lost. We've got Family Dude still up there in first position. Disco Joint in second. Slipstream remains in third. C-Tom in fourth. Bambi Buster in fifth. Imel in sixth. Funtang in seventh. Slow Motion Fire is in eighth. Fear the Fun in ninth. 10th is Ollie. Iceman Misfit back in 11th. PJ Dude back there in 12th, alongside his buddy of the TFX crew, Ray Devil in 13th. 14th is Gotta Go Fast. 15th is Presto. 16th is T-Phrase. And that's where it ends right there. So whether or not we lost somebody, or, I don't know, possibly somebody has gone invisible on us, we'll figure it out at the end of the race here. But hanging tight with first through fourth position, and without Slaps Vela out on the track, these guys actually have an opportunity, as Family Dude hasn't yet driven the wheels off of that Fiat X19, at least not so much as to get out in front too far ahead of Disco Joint, Slipstream, and C-Tom as they go back through left field. And like the forecasters were telling us, about a 60% chance of some light rain here midway through the race, but definitely we're going to see heavy rain here in the final laps of this 24-lap race. Across the line they go. Now they're back in a single file formation after having gone too wide through this section multiple laps. As they begin lap number 5. Getting a little bit wide out there on the curbing of Copse. Family Dude now, though, starting to put that separation. Disco Joint actually, well, closing that in a little bit there through Maggots. Out onto the straightaway. Slipstream is going to try to reclaim second position after running first earlier on in this race. Family Dude typing in the pit lane early before this race. Haven't driven a single lap of this track, done one lap of Atlanta. Hashtag team no practice, says Family Dude. Well, he's doing quite well for himself in that Alitalia Fiat out in front with the train of cars back behind him. And there goes Slipstream to the, well, he was looking to the inside. Actually, it looks like he does have it. Slipstream has moved up to second position. Now with Disco Joint falling back to third. No, actually C-Tom in third. Disco Joint is now back into fourth position. And now in sixth with Futang moving up to fifth. So Disco Joint really has fallen off the pace coming back toward the start-finish line out of Woodcote. Let's go up to Slipstream and see if he's now going to be able to contend with Family Dude for first position. That's where Slipstream was earlier. And Slipstream indeed had the fastest lap time during qualifying. Disco wide last turn, says Family Dude. Family Dude typing while driving. He must be bored already of National Circuit. Or of the Fiat, one of the two. It amazes me when drivers are out here racing and typing all at once. And telling us that Disco was wide. So he's giving us a status update as these cars go around the track while he's up there in first position looking at them in his rearview mirror. And now really starting to set a good pace. Out here, the battle now between C-Tom and Slipstream. And let's go ahead and ride on board with C-Tom. Just before I think, or just when I think Family Dude is starting to run away, pull away, here comes Slipstream. Lap 7 of 24, almost a third of the way in here. Forza Motorsport Spec Racing Series, week number 3 is underway. After this race, the series will be halfway through, and then we'll start race number 2, which will put us past the halfway mark. Then we'll have week number 4 next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Time, same as what we're racing here this evening, and then the conclusion of season number 24. That's right, 24 seasons of the F4 series. Remarkable. Great job by all these folks for keeping this series running. Season 24 will come to a conclusion the next Tuesday after the U.S. Thanksgiving holiday. So we hope that you're enjoying time with friends and family over the next week or so. For those of you who are celebrating the holidays either in the U.S. or elsewhere. And of course, with Veterans Day having passed this past Sunday, November 11th, we're thinking about all of those who are located outside the continental U.S., protecting the country and away from friends and family this time of year. And thinking of all those outside the continental U.S. who are racing with us here today, and of course joining us on Twitch TV. AMG, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Let's just go with AMG. Thank you very much for the follow. Ari Seller, thank you for the follow. Silk Toast with the follow. SVR Jensenator with the Tier 1 subscription. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate that. C-Tom, we're right on board with him, and we'll go ahead and actually pull back out to the replay camera. Let our folks who are at trackside with the cameras in their hands do the work. C-Tom keeping a good track, or keeping track of Slipstream, not letting him out of his sights, at least not yet. Family Dude running out there in front. Again, Slapsvella, if you're just now joining us, Slapsvella not out on the track for this one here today, which by default puts an end to his 9-race victory streak that he has combined here in the FM4 and Mileage Masters Championship Series. We saw him win out this past Sunday as we start to see the rain falling here. But we saw Slapsvella winning out at the Daytona International Circuit in the Mileage Masters Championship, race number 5. That finale comes to you this coming Sunday. Let's go ahead and make our way through the pack a little bit while we wait for C-Tom to decide at which point he's going to make a move here as they start lap number 10. Disco Joint has moved back up to 4th position after having fallen back as far as 6th. We're getting a report, or we received a report from Family Dude that Disco Joint was wide coming out of Woodcote, which put him off the pace a little bit. As far back as 6th and now back up to 4th. In 5th position is Funtang. Funtang, who qualified quite well, actually now having to battle it out from 6th or 5th position, as he's got Fear the Fun back there behind him. Put Funtang in 5th, now back out on the straightaway. We got the Rooster Tails behind the Fiats, despite the fact that they've only got 102 horsepower, able to get up to about 109, 110 miles per hour down Wellington Straight, kicking up that rain out in front of their opponents. Fear the Fun to the inside. No go that time by. We'll see if he's not able to make it happen at another point. Let's go to Iceman Misfit, who's back there in 7th position. And look at this gaggle of cars. We've got Misfit. That looked like Bambi Buster there on his inside. And then Imel back there. Imel's dropped off the pace a whole heck of a lot. Now running in 9th position currently. And then Slow Motion Fire there in 10th. What a good race we have here. These packs starting to develop. FM4, the Forza Motorsport Spec Racing Series, is comprised of drivers of various skill levels, so it's not surprising that we have these packs developing at various portions of the track, battling it amongst each other while the leaders rule the roost here at Silverstone, putting some seriously quick lap times around the track here at the top of the E-Class, E300. In a single file formation, Bambi Buster, Misfit, Imel, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Imel's going to be looking to the inside of Iceman, and I think he might have it at least through that turn. Oh, Iceman's going to go wide. He's going to get back out on the track safely and have the inside line there through Luffield. You see Ice there on the pop-up headlamp, appropriately placed. Imel, look at Imel going to the outside of Iceman Misfit, trying to get 8th position as Bambi Buster starts to take off on them. Iceman sliding it out a little bit, able to hold on to it. 10th position is Slow Motion Fire. PJ Dude there in 11th still. Ray in 12th. Ollie has dropped back to 13th position, unfortunately. Got to go fast in 14th. T-Phrase in 15th. Go back up to 2nd position. 2nd position is C-Tom. So C-Tom has made a move on Slipstream to now take 2nd position. Slipstream still there in 3rd. But they're going to do a little swap of roles, 2nd and 3rd. And we see Family Dude on the opposite side there of the Luffield hairpin. back toward the start-finish line for the beginning of lap 13 of 24. The second half of this race, and that 60% chance of light rain has happened, and it will only intensify from here. 100% chance of heavy rain by the time they see the black and white checkered flag at the end of the race. This will be an awesome finish, a spectacular finish for Family Dude, who's currently tied with Disco Joint in second in the championship standings. You can check out the standings. We'll flash the leaderboard up here again as we go into intermission before the next race, but you can also catch the standings and a whole heck of a lot more of FM4 racing information at reddit.com/r/FM4. C-Tom now starting to say goodbye to Slipstream. That'll be good for him. Trying to secure that second position. C-Tom fourth on the leaderboard with 40 points in the championship column. Disco Joint in fourth position. Foontang in fifth. Let's go hang out with Foontang for a little bit here. Our Season 2 champion in the Mileage Masters Championship. Foontang currently sixth on the overall leaderboard, just behind Slipstream. Oh, Presto's Besto is who we lost. He's saying, I'm paying $80 per month for iffy internet. Oh, man, we hate to see it, Presto. Presto is Besto. Yeah, that's going to be a goose egg for him in this race, and hopefully he'll be able to make that up here in race number 2, which heads out to Road Atlanta. We see Foontang. Foontang now dropping back to 6th position with Fear the Fun, jumping up to 5th. Those guys have been duking it out. They pulled off the gloves, too. Not holding anything back. And, oh, here we go in the loading screen again. Who are we losing this time? Not entirely sure. We still have our leader of Family Dudes, C-Tom in second, Slipstream in third, Disco Joint in fourth, Fear of the Fun. Oh, we lost Wait, no, hold on. We lost, let's see, Foontang is there, Fear the Fun, IML, Bambi Buster, Slow Motion, Misfit, Ray Devil, PJ, Ollie, Gotta Go Fast. We lost the other TFX driver. No, both the TFX drivers are there. I apologize, I am not tracking who we lost. Again, we'll get it all sorted out at the end of this race, but across the line goes Fear the Fun and Foontang side by side for the start of lap 15. They got the headlamps on now as it starts to darken up over the track here at Silverstone, England. And that heavy rain begins to fall. So we get those puddles out on the track, really complicating things. They've got the race tires on. They've had them on since the beginning of the race, so that should help. And now Slipstream has moved back up to second position. So we'll hang out here with second and third. There goes C-Tom now making a move. And C-Tom, at least for now, will claim second heading into Brooklands. And he'll have the advantage looking to the inside there of the apex. Will Slipstream, though, use the outside momentum and then line it up for the next time through Luffield? Nope, he's not going to be able to. He's just going to hold tight there behind C-Tom with his headlamps now illuminating the back end of that Golf design Fiat X19. 102 horsepower out here in the rain. Shouldn't be too terribly difficult to maintain grip with these cars. Where you do want to try to avoid contact where the rubber meets the road is on the curbs. The curbs can be a bit slick. And any loss of momentum, that's what's absolutely key here in the FM4 series, and in particular in these Fiat X19s, is that you need to maintain momentum as much as possible. Any loss of momentum can severely squash any opportunity to advance yourself in these races, because you're really then at that point relying on the driver ahead of you to mess up. And in these cars that are a bit slower, it's a little bit more difficult to mess up. But again, every single little, any little flub can put you another second or two behind your closest competitor. What's up there, Chill? Let's see a little bit of T-Phrase. Okay. We can take that request. Let's go check out T-Phrase out on the track. Currently running. Well, T-Phrase might have been the one we lost, actually. T-Phrase appears to be the one that is no longer on the track, so no luck there in fulfilling that request. Hopefully we'll go into the next race there at Road Atlanta with no disconnects. C-Tom up in second, Slipstream in third, Family Dude in first. It was Slipstream who won out the pole position in qualifying, but then we saw Slipstream go wide coming out of turn number 1, and it appeared he assessed himself a penalty by dropping back to third, trying not to take advantage of the off-track areas, or at least those areas outside of track limits. And falling back to third position was the appropriate thing to do, and he remains in third. Let's go back to Fear the Fun in fifth. Family Dude now telling us having the constantly worsening rain is fun. Yeah, we've got an uptick in the precipitation factor for this race. Fear the Fun up in fifth, Foontang in sixth. These two have been going at each other for quite some time now, probably since the beginning of the race. I imagine these two had actually qualified quite close to one another. Foontang we saw up into fifth position a little bit earlier, but has dropped back, conceded that to Fear the Fun, at least for now. 18 laps now, or at least starting lap number 17 in the books. Foontang dropped back to 16th, or not 16th, 6th position. Just talking about that, but Bambi Buster in 7th. What a dark, eerie sky looming overhead. And it's not just intimidating, it's producing heavy bouts of rain. We see the puddles forming out there on the track. Fortunately, here in Forza Motorsport 7, the puddles aren't as severe as they were there in Forza 5 and 6. Turn 10 Studios pulling that back a little bit, and rightfully so, because some of the puddles that were out on these tracks, I don't think anybody would, in their right mind, would try to race in those conditions. He's far more manageable. Let's go back to 9th position, where it looks like Slow Motion Fire may be making a move. He gets around Iceman Misfit. He's got IML out in front of him and Bambi Buster. So Iceman Misfit has now dropped back to 10th position after, I believe, being out there in front of IML. So 2 positions backward to 8th. Or excuse me, from 8th to 10th. Let's go back up to 2nd, C-Tom and Slipstream. C-Tom, lap by lap, starting to separate himself from Slipstream underneath the Silverstone Bridge on the long, long straightaway. So we take a look at the some statistics in this race. I said 109 was about the fastest these guys would be going. Apparently, Foontang said 180. I find it hard to believe. 180? Family Dude there with a 1:12.2. His quickest lap. Not quicker than his qualifying lap, I don't believe. I think that's a bit off his pace. I think it was a 1:12.1 that Slipstream had, and then a 1:12, I don't know, maybe it was a 1:12.2 for Family Dude. As long as Family Dude can hold on to it for the next 4.5 laps, he'll be good in this one, which again, Family Dude in third or tied for second on the overall leaderboard. This will put him up into first position. Or at least it'll put him in second position right there behind Slaps Vela. And if Family Dude can come away with a win in race number 2, that will behoove him greatly. at taking a run at Slapsvilla when we head into week number 4 next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Time. Dustin Moore, Shadow Edge Media here, broadcasting with you live. The FM4 Forza Motorsport Spec Racing Series. You can see the map there. We've got several packs of cars that have formed in our closest competition. Is back here from 5th on over to 10th or 11th position. Let's go hang out with Bambi Buster, part of the TFX Racing crew. We got Fear the Fun and Funtang out a ways ahead. Imel back behind as they go across the start-finish line, beginning lap number 21. If you're enjoying the broadcast and you would like to see more Forza Motorsport 7 racing, go ahead and click that follow button. It'll give you a notification every time we go live. Our next broadcast will be this Sunday for the conclusion, the finale of season number 4 of the Mileage Masters Championship, and we've got a great one dialed up for you. We'll talk a little bit about that more in our Road Atlanta race, our second race here this evening after the conclusion of the Silverstone race. Bambi Buster putting a cone. Give that a little kick off to the side of the road. And now things have really thinned out there. Sixth position of Funtang, or excuse me, Fear the Fun, as Funtang has moved now back up to 5th. Those guys keep exchanging positions. Look at this. All into the straightaway, or approaching the straightaway. Out of Woodcote. 1.64 miles, the national circuit here at Silverstone is. Silverstone, England. Fear the Fun. Going to look to the inside through turn number 1. Kind of sliding a little bit, but able to keep the momentum going, keep the car pointing forward, and now they're going to go 2 wide into Maggots. And then Eintree. Who's going to have the advantage? Oh, look at that. Funtang onto the apex, but that's going to have him running wide coming out of Maggots, and now puts him back into 6th position. These guys back and forth, back and forth. Family Dude still our race leader. C-Tom in 2nd. Slipstream has fallen off of C-Tom's backside. They're in 3rd position, but look at Disco Joint. Disco Joint looking to close things in a little bit as he starts to approach Slipstream, and this would be good for Disco Joint, who has run up in the front of the pack to where basically he is now, but then fell out backward off the pace coming through Woodcote. Went wide out of that turn, Family Dude tells us, but is catching up. But with this being lap number 23, so 1.5 laps to go, we'll see if he's able to make anything of it. Still, though, for Disco Joint, a 4th place finish, not too shabby. It'll put him down behind Family Dude on the overall leaderboard, however. And, of course, I say that theoretically if today's points definitely counted for each driver, but because this is a drop your worst week series, really the overall standings, the championship scores or points, will all be determined the closer and closer we get to the finale. And again, this being week number 3, this is the halfway point here in this race, and then we'll start the second half of the season here with race number 2 this evening. Riding on board with C-Tom, excuse me, Disco Joint, who sees C-Tom out there in 2nd position, but Slipstream in 3rd. Will he be able to make anything happen? Final lap. The white flag waves here at Silverstone with the rain coming down. Heavy rain, and Disco Joint running wide out of turn 1, Copse. Down Wellington Straight for the final time in this race. And let's see, Disco Joint looking to be going in pretty hard there. Into Brooklyn's. Got one half off of the runoff area and one half on the curbs. He's got slipstream there, but just not within grasp. It's going to be Family Dude with the win, first place. Second place is going to C-Tom. Third will be Slipstreams. Fourth is Disco Joint. Let's go back to Fear the Fun in sixth. We've seen this battle play out with Foontang and Fear the Fun going back and forth, but Foontang now has quite the lead. He will grab fifth. Fear the Fun will get sixth. Seventh goes to Bambi Buster. Eighth will be Imel. Not a great race for Imel, who was all over the place in terms of standings out in this one. Ninth goes to Slow Motion Fire. 10th is Iceman Misfit. It's PJ Dude going to come around out of Woodcote for 11th. Twelfth goes to Ray Devil. Ollie's going to get 13th. And back there in 14th is going to be Gotta Go Fast. SVR Family Dude saying that was pretty chill. Hopefully Atlanta will be a bit more eventful. Hey, it's as eventful. It's as eventful as you want it to be there, Family Dude. No, Family Dude running a great race, despite the fact that he said he didn't even practice for this one. Coming away with the win, and we take a look there at the scoreboard. Event results: Family Dude 112-2. C-Tom with a 114. 114's all the way back through fourth position, so you can tell where those drivers were battling it out with each other, slowing each other down, giving Family Dude the amount of breathing space that he needed to come away with the win. Foontang in fifth with a 112. Granted, that's a dirty lap, so he might have got off on the runoff area. Got a little bit of extra speed there. Fear the Fun at a 112.7. Bambi Buster, IML, Slow Motion Fire, Misfit, PJ Dude, Ray Devil, Ollie, Gotta Go Fast, and that was T-Phrase, Presto, and Carpe Diem that we lost throughout that race. We had the T-Phrase request a little bit early. Unfortunately, we weren't able to give T-Phrase any camera time before he got the boot. There you go. That's the conclusion of week number 3, race number 1. Don't go anywhere. We've got another race coming at you. So you want to check that out. We're heading out to Road Atlanta for 17 laps out at that track in the dry. No rain out there today. Before we do that, let's go ahead and give you a little bit of a teaser or the trailer for the Mileage Masters Championship Series. And again, that finale happening this Sunday. 9:30 a.m. Central Time is when we go into the Pit Pass pre-race show. 10 a.m. is when we drop the green flag. But look at this. Jedzonator has moved up to third. Sean in fourth. Woo! They're hot on the brakes. Koenigsegg, yep, he's got the advantage, but unironically average ducks to the inside. What a move! But Koenigsegg accelerating back on the outside. And, man, I tell you, these guys, I can't say it enough. They put the effort and the time into prepping the cars and prepping themselves for this race, and there's a little bit of conclusion. Oh, no, Jedzonator into the tire wall with USDM Drifter. Trekker going off the track, making way for not only lap traffic, but lead lap cars. And there goes the Butler to the outside, and he now takes the position from Norris. Yes, it'll be a great one this Sunday, 10 a.m. Central Time. And although Slaps Vela is leading the series and is going to come away with the championship in that one, you want to check out the action. It's going to be great fun. We're also giving away 12 months of Xbox Live Gold to some of our drivers that have been racing for the entirety of that series. So we're looking forward to it. Again, 10 a.m. Central Time is when we drop the green flag. We'll be live with the Pit Pass pre-race show at 9:30 a.m. Central Time this Sunday. There's your look at the leaderboard here for the FM4 series coming into this week number 3, coming out of week number 2. No, this isn't updated with the standings coming out of the first race here this evening. As again, the championship points, those have all got to get sorted out based on each driver's lowest week. But we'll have those updated for you at reddit.com/r/FM4. And then, of course, we'll have the updated leaderboard going into the next week number 4 for you right here on the broadcast. And it looks like we're getting ready, gearing up for practice, or not practice, qualifying. Practice? We're out here qualifying. You want to talk about practice. Yeah, no, we're heading out to practice, not practice. We're heading out to qualifying out at Road Atlanta here for the FM4 Racing Series. And let me go ahead and get everything queued up. There we go. The drivers are readying up. And I don't see Slaps Vela. So, yeah, it definitely seems like it's going to be a down day for Slaps Vela, not on the track for race number 1, nor for race number 2. We'll hang tight with the leaderboard here until this race gets kicked off. Road Atlanta, Brazelton, Georgia, US of A. 2.54-mile full circuit. So not the club circuit here today. We're going with the full circuit. 12 turns. Quite a bit of undulation. So whereas Silverstone, definitely flat and level, not the case here at Road Atlanta. Plenty of ups and downs. Most notably, they're coming out of turn 9, which is barely a turn at all. It's just enough of a kink on the back straight before you start heading down the hill toward the S's of 10A and B. And then it's uphill again for turn 11, downhill for that sweeping right-hander back toward the start-finish line. And that's where, oftentimes, if you're going to see a mistake out here at Road Atlanta, that's where you see it, is coming down the hill and into that right-hander. Drivers want to carry their speed. They want to keep the pedal to the metal. But if you don't have your car lined up right, then it often results in some bad accidents coming through that turn with the tire wall there up against the concrete wall. The tire barrier, rather. So we go into spectate mode for qualifying. And let's go hang out with Fear the Fun, who is first off the line for this one. And all the drivers, their cars, although they're all out at the track at the same time, once they start approaching each other, they ghost. And that simply means that these cars, they can't make contact while they're in qualifying. It's the best possible way to do qualifying. Unfortunately, here in the virtual world, we're able to make it happen. That way we can have all these drivers setting qualifying times all at once versus having to wait for them to all do it separately. They don't gain any advantage off of drafting. There's no collisions that ruin anybody's time. The only thing that'll ruin your time is your own ability or lack thereof. And of course, getting off of track. And again, that dirties your lap. And the best dirty lap is still worse than the cleanest and longest, well, I should say the longest clean lap. So as the race organizers go to set everybody up on the grid, the clean laps dominate the dirty laps no matter what the times are. And then from there, clean laps compared against clean laps and the dirty laps compared against the dirty laps to determine where everybody sits on the grid. We watch Fear the Fun, and here it is, down the hill toward this right-hander, all 102 horsepower. So it's a bit of a chug up the hill But then these Fiats to get a chance to breathe a little bit as they really poured on downhill, letting gravity do some of the work for them. Currently Slipstream running the fast time at a 1:53.5. This will be the first of the flying laps here with Fear the Fun out in front of the pack. Family Dude with a 1:16 top speed. Perhaps either down the straightaway on the back end of the track or across the start-finish line coming through that right-hander off the downhill section. Seatom now with a 1:51.0. Fastest lap, at least for now, until we start logging these flying laps. Out of turn 7 goes Fear the Fun toward the Motul Bridge, which right there, that accounts for turn 8. And then, oh, look at that. Oh, it's like you can just feel the Fiats just wheezing, trying with all their might, all 102 horsepower to get up the hill, 112 foot-pounds of torque. It doesn't help that these things weigh 2,077 pounds. And here we go, downhill, out of turn 9, up to 10A and B. The S is here. Up to what here in Forza Motorsport 7 used to be a bridge with the Kawasaki sign. Unfortunately, the Kawasaki sign is no longer in Forza Motorsport 7. It's just simply a Road Atlanta sign. That Kawasaki sign, a staple of the Forza series for as long as I've known it. Road Atlanta, a popular street bike track. Hence the reason the Kawasaki sign overhead there, or it used to be there. Fear the Fun with the quickest flying lap right now at a 1:47.3. That will likely change here as the other drivers start to set laps. Let's see if I can't refresh it. I don't know. Our leaderboard is not working here, and I know why. Is because right now it is set to overall track time versus best lap, so no worries. We'll hang tight here. We'll look at the, well, gosh, even the ticker won't tell us because that, too, is based off of overall time out on the track. That's okay, no fears. We'll get the best laps here when we take a look at the results at the conclusion of everybody's flying lap. As PJ Dude heads out of the start-finish line and through the S's of 2, 3, and 4. And what's actually named the S's is right here before you hit turn 5. This left-hander out on the straightaway section. Going right would take you through the club circuit area, which is just a short little road through the infield here at Road Atlanta. But the full circuit is what's on order today. 17 laps. It'll be sunshiny, no rain after a soggy race there at Silverstone. The beauty of Forza Motorsport 7, we're able to put these dynamic weather conditions. Really adds another element to the races. We've seen it in the Mileage Masters Championship. We've seen it in this series. We've seen it in other series all across the Forza Motorsport community. Now all we need is dynamic time of day. We got somebody off the track up there. I can't make out who exactly that is. We're just going to hang tight here since qualifying is wrapping up, and unfortunately, none of the data is telling us the appropriate time. Well, actually, there it is. Family Dude with a 1:47.0. So Family Dude is now our winner, or at least our pole position driver with a 1:47.0. Now we can go take a look at the results, and there you go. Fear the Fun, 1:47.5. Slipstream, 1:47.4. T-Phrase, 1:48.7. Phone Tank, gotta go fast. Family Dude with all kinds of disparate times there. 149, 150, 147. IML with a 147.2. That 147.0 of Family Dude sticks out to me as the quickest thus far, and that's what we saw there on the stat board during the qualifying. And as I scroll down, it holds true. Carpe Diem, unfortunately, not able to set a time. Evil Kai. We've got Evil Kai joining out on the track for this race. There you go, Family Dude, yes. He's got the pole position. IML with a 147.2. Let's see if I can find anybody close to that. IML may very well be sitting outside of Family Dude, and he will. Great run by IML, who unfortunately just did not have the best of races. Not a half bad race. And I don't know, I guess it's an optimistic half glass full type look at it. He was about midway through the pack with his finish there on that last one, but now that he's going to be starting out in the front, he's going to have a chance to have a go at it with Family Dude. Get all our drivers to ready up. Family Dude saying, I had to counter a sim twitch on the fastest lap. It's a tricky one through the final sector. Here at Road Atlanta, Presto's Besto going to try for Atlanta. Fotang, these guys posting up reactions here in the pit lane after the conclusion of race number 1. That was amazing, he says Fotang. Family Dude, that was pretty chill. And yeah, we read that one where Family Dude is hoping for maybe a bit more of an eventful race here at Road Atlanta. We'll see if that comes to be. Spectate mode and get ready for this one. Shadow Edge Media, Dustin Moore broadcasting to you live, unless of course you're watching this on demand, but thank you for that. And of course all our drivers who traditionally or typically go back and watch these races on demand after the fact. Good on you. Both out on the racetrack and for supporting the channel with your viewership. And of course everybody who's watching out there, I appreciate it. Forza Motorsport 7 Spec Racing Series, otherwise known as the FM4 Series. Going into the second half of the season here, season number 24 with Road Atlanta. Revving of the motors, it's going to be Family Dude and IML out there in 1 and 2. And here we go. Underway, underneath the start-finish bridge, up to turn number 1. It's going to be Family Dude with the advantage in that Alitalia, followed by IML. In the Kawasaki painted Fiat X19. Up the hill they go. It's going to be IML in second, Slipstream back there in third position. Fear the Fun in fifth, where he was last race before Foontang took it away from him. Foontang, I don't see Foontang anywhere. So Fear the Fun is safe for now. Disco Joint, T-Phrase, Presto's Besto back there. Iceman as well. Quite a large pack. With Family Dude heading into turn number 6 and then 7. Oh, he's setting a good pace here. He had a little bit of testing at this track. He got some practice in before today's race, at least on this one, not so much on Silverstone. Still able to win that one, and now leading as he heads up the hill underneath the Motul Bridge to turn 9. And then it's back downhill. IML second, C-Tom in third. Let's go back to C-Tom. Right on board with him. Beautiful day here in Brazelton, Georgia. Into 10A, then 10B. Up the hill, Slipstream. Back there in fourth. In fifth is Fear the Fun, Disco Joint in sixth. T-Phrase is in seventh. Let's go ahead and give T-Phrase a little bit of camera time since it was requested before. Unfortunately, he had a disconnect in that first race. Still out on the track, at least for now. Knock on wood, all that good stuff. He's got the skeleton costume. He's still in Halloween mode. There with his driver gear. Iceman Misfit back there in 8th. PJ Dude in 9th. Presto in 10th. Bambi Buster in 11th. Gotta go fast is 12th. Funtang 13th. Way back in 13th position is Funtang. Slow Motion Fire in 14th. Ray Devil in 15th. Ollie in 16th. Evil Kai joining us for the first time in Season 24 in 17th. As the back marker in this race. Go back to Imel in 2nd. Scott C-Tom closing in through 6th. Back to 7th. Again, a 17-lapper here at Road Atlanta. Completely dry. You see a little bit of the clay, the red clay out there on the track. You know you're in the South when you see that red clay. Beautiful, beautiful skies overhead. Kind of hazy. But haze, that never stopped our drivers. That never hurt them. Family Dude with a quick pace. So we're right on board with Imel. And now Family Dude lining it up for the apex of 10A. With a whole herd of Fiats buzzing behind him. E300 Performance Index class here in Forza Motorsport 7. Whether you race on the Xbox or on the PC, you're eligible to participate in this series. Get your vehicle geared up and ready to go, even if you aren't, even though you're not in the running, if you're not, if you haven't been participating through the first 3 weeks of this series, it doesn't matter. You can get out here just like Evil Kai is and get in on the action. Get familiar with the drivers that are out here on the track. Get familiar with the car a little bit before they switch it up in season number 25. But to get your car ready, you got to have that race air filter, sport carburetor, sport ignition, race valves, race brakes, race springs and dampers, race front and rear anti-roll bars, the sport chassis reinforcement roll cage, the sport weight reduction. Drivetrain has the race clutch, sport transmission, sport driveline, race differential, tires and rims. You got street tire compounds wrapped around 1552 forged two-piece outlawed 001 14-inch diameter rims. And in the aspiration department, you can go with you must go with the positive displacement supercharger. All those details, I don't expect you to memorize that. That just gives you a little perspective of what these guys are working with. 102 horsepower, 112 foot-pounds of torque, but all the information, everything you need to know about registering for the FM4 series at reddit.com/r/FM4. Family Dude looking to go back-to-back here in week number 3, currently leading this one. As he wraps up lap number 3, Imel in second, C-Tom in 3rd. It was Slipstream and C-Tom who were duking it out in the last race. This time, it's Imel who's in the thick of it. Through that right-hander, camera looking down over that concrete wall and tire barrier where I mentioned earlier, if you're going to see any offs, that's usually where it is. But with these cars, a lot less likely than if we were in a bit quicker of a car, a little bit less traction. Perhaps some drivers maybe not of the skill level to be able to hold on to them. That's when that turn really, you really start to see some action over there in turn 12. And oh, there we go with the loading screen. That's not good. C-Tom coming out of the S's now into turn number 5. And C-Tom is going to take the inside line heading into 6. Imel to the outside, and now C-Tom has claimed second position. Noses into 7, heading up the hill to 8. What you can do to these cars, though, however, is tune them. And so what your tune looks like out here at Road Atlanta versus at Silverstone or at Watkins Glen or at Bugatti Circuit at Le Mans, tuning these vehicles per their tracks or for the tracks ahead of time is pretty much essential if you want to be competitive out here. The same settings do not apply from race to race. You could try it, just not. It just might not give you the best outcome though, especially since we're dealing with elevation and undulation here at Road Atlanta versus Silverstone. Very much a flat circuit. You can do a lot of different things to your gearing, to your camber setup, your suspension setup. All things to consider racing here in the FM4 Series, or don't, and just come out here and have a good time racing with these guys. Whatever works for you. Imel is going to be off the track and into the grass. Oh, way off. And he's going to come back in on the entry of, or the output of 2 into 3, and able to maintain 3rd position, but allowing Disco Joint to close in. That gives C-Tom the room he needs to be in clean air and with nobody on his back. Fear the Fawn back there in 5th position. Back behind him, he's got Iceman Misfit, then Slipstream. Slipstream, who finished 2nd last race, in 7th currently. Slipstream to the inside of Iceman through 6. He has it. Picking up 6th, in turn 6 goes Slipstream, and Iceman Misfit gonna pull out to the far right side of the track, heading up the hill, and he's gonna try to make a run back at Slipstream. And they're gonna be wheel to wheel coming down the hill through 9. Iceman is in a good position to line up for the apex. However, Slipstream could block him here. Let's see what happens. Pouring on the brakes, and Misfit able to make the move on the outside. Now inside through the next turn, sliding it out. Slipstream's going to have the advantage going into turn 11, and now 12. Jockeying for position back in 6th and 7th. Iceman will sit in 7th currently. See if that battle comes back into play. In 8th position is Bambi Buster. It's PJ Dude in 9th. T-Phrase in 10th. 11th is Presto. Gotta go fast in 12th. Ray Devil, Foontang, Ollie, Slow Motion Fire, Evil Kai still back there in 17th position. We'll go ahead and we'll give Family Dude a little bit of love. Running up there in 1st position. We'll throw the map up on the screen to give you an idea of how far he is out ahead of C-Tom. And actually, C-Tom starting to reel him in a little bit. I won't say that he's got him for sure, because Family Dude has a tendency to taunt you a little bit and then absolutely run away with it. So we'll see. Heading down the hill, Family Dude with the Alitalia paint. Let's go hang out with C-Tom. Right on board with him as they prepare for 10A and B. Road Atlanta, 17 laps. We're currently wrapping up lap number 6. 2nd race here today after the Silverstone National Circuit. Not even getting close to the curve. So turn 12, a fairly non-issue for these drivers. Able to navigate that one quite easily. Here's where we saw Disco Joint off the track earlier. Coming up the hill out of turn 1 and toward 2. Excuse me, I said Disco Joint, but I meant Imel. Imel was off the track. It's Imel who's now fending off Disco Joint back there in 4th position. So a good battle here. We'll watch this one play out. Into and out of turn 5. Plenty of roadway to work with in these little Fiat X19s. You could probably get 4 wide out here on the track if you needed to. But 2 wide is as much or as many as we have seen here in this race tonight. Into 7. Disco Joint getting closer and closer. And going back to what I just said, Imel only falling back scored fourth position as a result of an off coming out of turn number 1. You got plenty of grass to work with in turn number 1, but that just means you spend your time working your way back out on the track more than anything, spinning tires, even though it's only 102 horsepower in these Fiats out here today. It's enough that you'll lose traction, and again, yeah, you'll spend more time getting back out on the track than you will catching up to the driver ahead of you. And in IML's case, falling back almost to fourth position. Disco joint trying to make that happen. Up the hill, Disco joint peaking to the outside of 2. Up over that curbing, these guys getting those wheels, those passenger side wheels up off the ground. That's got to be quite a feeling and experience inside the Fiat. I don't know if they can roll them. We don't necessarily want to find out either. Nobody wants to find out whether or not they can roll the Fiat coming out of turn 3 up over that curb. Not only will you roll the car, you'll have a nasty encounter with a tire wall there in turn 4. Road Atlanta, Brazelton, Georgia, 2.54 miles. 17 laps, currently on lap number 8 here in the Forza Motorsport Spec Racing Series. I'm Dustin Moore, broadcasting live here on Twitch TV with the Shadow Edge Media channel. We'll be live again this Sunday. Mileage Masters Championship conclusion, the finale of Season 4. Season 4 compared to the FM4's Season 24. Yeah, the MMC quite young compared to the FM4. Salty Bonkos asking, where is Slaps? Good question, where is Slaps? We don't know, Salty Bonkos. Better question is, where are you, Salty? Without Slaps on the track, this was your opportunity. As luck would have it for Salty Bonkos, the day that Slaps Vela is not racing, Salty isn't racing either. Nope, we've got Family Dude who's running out in first position, just as he was there at Silverstone for race number 1. However, C-Tom is giving Slaps a run for his money, at least at this point, at this juncture of the race, and hang tight. We've got loading screen. There we go. But C-Tom is starting to close it in, and we see Evil Kai up there. Lap traffic, so Family Dude's going to start encountering lap traffic, and oh, Evil Kai, look out. Family Dude able to get around him cleanly. Now it's C-Tom's turn to deal with him, coming up out of 8. Excuse me, turn 8. Evil Kai will wisely stay off the driving line through turn 9. Back down the hill. Evil Kai is swaying his car and sliding it. Fortunately, C-Tom well out of the way there. No incident. Let's go back to third with IML, and actually let's go to Disco Joint in 4th. Salty Bonko saying, I don't race Fiats, I must focus on the Mini. Good deal. And yeah, we'll talk about that finale race here in a little bit, and then at the end of the stream. In the Mini John Cooper Works GP this Sunday. Disco Joint now making it around lap traffic of Evil Kai, keeping IML in his sights. Let's go back to 5th position with Fear the Fun, and we'll actually go to 6th with Slipstream, as Slipstream is now trying to make a move on Fear the Fun for 5th position. Slipstream, who won, or excuse me, didn't win, but came in 2nd there in the Silverstone race just before this one. finding himself a little bit further back in the pack, so he's got some work to do here in the remaining 10.5 laps. Fear the Fun running consistently there in 5th position. He was going head-to-head with Funtang last race. Now he has Slipstream to contend with. As we see Disco Joint and Imel heading up the hill. So 5th and 6th. If 3rd and 4th keep tangoing with each other, maybe that gives an opportunity for Fear the Fun and Slipstream to catch up. And then we'll have a four-way battle for 3rd. Bambi Buster in 7th. Misfit is 8th. Funtang in 9th. PJ Dude in 10th. Down the hill out of 11 into turn 12. Not a single tire disturbed up there against the wall, so nobody is plowed into that one, fortunately. Into turn 1, where we saw Imel go wide a little bit earlier. Fear the Fun flirting with the curbs, but still looking pretty solid. Now going through 2, 3, and entering 4 down the hill into the S's. Somewhat of a goalie right here, minus the water. As you head up to turn 5, going left versus right. Right will take you up the club circuit, but not the track that you want to be racing here today. It's the full circuit. Full 2.54 miles at Road Atlanta. Family Dude saying C-Tom has an insane pace, perhaps closing in even more on Family Dude. Family Dude typing it out as he races. And now we watch Family Dude down the hill. C-Tom perhaps closing in as they wrap up lap 11. Begin lap 12. Six full laps to go at this point. Will Family Dude be able to hold Imel off? Imel could definitely use a first place finish, finding himself running 7th overall on the leaderboard coming into week number 3 out of week 2. And a reminder that in the FM4 series, it's the best 4 out of 5 weeks of racing. So where we might think we're going to see some leaps and bounds on the leaderboard, we have to take into consideration that some of these drivers in their worst weeks will be then pulled out. And so perhaps if they've done better in the first 2 weeks, then those 2 will be the ones that count going into week number 4. And all of that will continue to shift all the way through week 5 with the finale, the final race out at Lime Rock West Chicane. A track that we haven't been to in the MMC, so we'll be interested and excited to see what that one looks like. 65 laps for that finale. It's about a 75-minute race. Back up the hill. As we wait to see if C-Tom can close the gap a little bit, let's go back to 4th position with Disco Joint, who's got Imel out in front of him. Imel able to establish a bit of separation after those two, much closer than where they are now, thanks to Imel going off track coming out of turn number 1. Fear the Fun back there in 5th, Slipstream in 6th. So where Slipstream had managed to take 5th position, he's now back to 6th. Fear the Fun through 10A, then B, up the hill. Funtang has moved up to 8th position from 9th. Funtang making some moves. Had a much better go in the first race of week 3 and trying to make up for a bad start or poor start here at Road Atlanta. He's got Bambi Buster out in front of him in 7th position. A little bit further back is PJ Dude. as he goes through turn 12. Slow motion fire with the wonderful Wonder Bread themed paint job. He's got to go fast out in front of him with that delicious looking Domino's design. Pizza and bread together. I mean, part of pizza is bread, but not necessarily the type of bread that Wonder Bread sells. Fluffy white bread of Wonder Bread. Delicious. Makes me want to have a PB&J right now with some breadsticks from Domino's. I know, every time, got to bring up the food every time I see these designs, but I can't help it. It just makes me think of the food. All right, let's go back up to third position with IML. Oh, actually, wow, we left those two at a pretty bad time. They were having an interesting situation there through seventh. Let's go back. To slow motion fire and it's PJ Dude, and see how that one sorted itself out. PJ Dude, excuse me, got to go fast. It was got to go fast in slow motion fire. Slow motion fire now taking it from got to go fast. 11th and 12th, those two sit. And now we'll go back up to the front of the pack. Let's go to C-Tom in second. As they've got Evil Kai lap traffic once again coming out of the S's into turn 5. And that didn't seem to phase Family Dude, neither C-Tom nor C-Tom. Turn 6, lap 14. Out of 7, tap the curbs. I find these curbs versus those at Silverstone a little bit more forgiving. Not as, they don't have the tendency to throw you out quite as much as those at Silverstone. I don't know if that's because Silverstone, just all the rain keeps those curbs pretty clean and slick, versus maybe a little grime, maybe some rubber built up on the curbs here at Road Atlanta. Hit the brakes. The hill for lap 15, the start of it, lap 14's conclusion. Salty Boncos was talking about it. The 2012 Mini John Cooper Works GP out at Long Beach Full Circuit this Sunday, 9:30 a.m. for the Pit Pass pre-race show. We'll go green flag racing at 10 a.m. Be there. It's the finale. We've got some drivers who have been racing throughout the season. They'll be eligible for 12 months of Xbox Live Gold. We'll be giving that away, and we'll be crowning Slaps Fella as the champion, as no matter where he finishes there in the finale, he will be the winner of Season 4 of the Mileage Masters Championship. All the information you need to know down below, twitch.tv/Shadow Edge Media. Get a car ready. We'll see you out there on the track at Long Beach. Even though it's the finale, you can join us there at the end of the season for some racing fun. 60 minutes of racing at Long Beach. Pull up the map there so you can see where everybody sits. C-Tom closing in on Family Dude, so we'll hang tight with this one probably through the remainder of the race. I'll go ahead and run through the standings here. We've got IML in third, Fear the Fun in fourth, fifth is Slipstream, sixth is Disco Joint. Funtang has crawled his way back up to seventh position. TFX Bambi Buster in eighth, ninth is Misfit, 10th is it's PJ Dude. Slow Motion Fire in 11th, Gotta Go Fast in 12th. Presto's Besto in 13th, Ollie in 14th, and Ray Devil, the caboose of this train around Road Atlanta, in 15th. C-Tom having one heck of a run, reeling in Family Dude. It's going to be a battle of two beautifully designed cars. Oh, there's Ray Devil. Whew. Just got to hold your breath every time they go by. The last thing you want is one of our leaders to collide with lap traffic down through the S's. To lap 5, or excuse me, turn 5. Peering through the rays of the sun, and now back down the hill toward turn 6. I got to be curious as to when C-Tom thinks he might be able to make a move. I've got to imagine he's going to go for it. He's got some good separation. Third place is on the opposite end of the 6-7 hairpin. So C-Tom has got to feel good about taking a chance at some point, and perhaps it'll happen here at 10A and B. It's always a good opportunity coming down the hill. We'll have one more lap after this. And no such luck for C-Tom right here, but I'm gonna venture to guess that he's gonna hold on, build it up here for a specific turn where he feels like he's better than Family Dude. Oh no! So C-Tom wide, and that's what we were talking about. Turn 12. We hadn't seen it all race, but C-Tom going wide out of 12, or through 12, out of 11. And that puts him now a good 5 or 6 car lengths behind Family Dude. Will he be able to catch back up? Coming out of turn 3 to turn 4, down the hill toward the S's. Maybe this is where C-Tom has had the advantage, so let's see if he's able to make that distance back up, but Family Dude's got to feel good. Oh, and Family Dude going a bit wide coming out of 5. Family Dude knows that C-Tom is coming at him with everything he has, and therefore Family Dude must push it that much extra. And we saw that out onto the runoff area. C-Tom now into the grass. Oh, C-Tom perhaps just a bit too anxious to make a run at Family Dude, and it's botching his turns in each section of the course out here at Road Atlanta. And let's see what is in store for the finale here. These last 2 turns, we've got the S's of 10A and B, then it's 11 and 12, so 3 turns. And Family Dude, he's got a good pace on C-Tom, so I don't know that's possible. It looks like C-Tom maybe braking a little bit later than usual, but just not going to be enough as they head up the hill. C-Tom's going to look to the inside, but he has no choice but to fall back behind Family Dude to line it up correctly for turn 12. And across the line they go. Third position, Imel. He's going to come away with that one without a fight. Fear the Fun is up to 4th position now, taking that away from Disco Joint. Or excuse me, Slipstream. Taking it away from Slipstream. And even Disco Joint going to make a run on Slipstream. It's going to be Disco Joint to the inside. And yes, Disco Joint is going to cross the line with Slipstream. I don't know. He shows as 6th position, but I could have sworn that Disco Joint had the advantage there. No, Disco Joint is in fact going to come away with 5th position. So Slipstream does finish in 6th. 7th goes to Food Tank. 8th is Bambi Buster. 9th is Misfit. 10th is PJ Dude, Slow Motion Fire at 11th. 12th is going to go to Gotta Go Fast. Gotta Go Fast, dropping off several places now back to 12th position. And then 13th is Presto is Besto. Ollie is going to grab 14th. Ray Devil at some point will grab 15th. He's not even actually going to finish the race. Is Ray Devil. Actually, well, no. Ray Devil should be okay. It was Evil Kai who was the back marker and actually has now DNF'd from this race. as we go to Ray Devil, who's going to be concluding this one next time by the stand. He's got lap traffic around him. The AI takes control of the cars from this point. And perhaps Ray Devil, a little congratulations there for Family Dude. And Ray Devil now across the line. And there you go. There's the conclusion. We're more than halfway through week number 3. Well, we're more than halfway through season 24 with the conclusion of week number 3. Family Dude coming away with the win at a 146.2. Slower than C-Tom's 145.7. So C-Tom did have a stellar pace going. Just not able to keep on track for that final lap. Didn't even give him an opportunity to put his nose into a corner and try to steal first place. Instead, he's going to have to, he goes ahead and accepts second place there in front of Imel with a 147 in third. Fear the Fawn up to fourth position. So good move up the pack by Fear the Fawn. Disco Joint there in fifth. Slipstream falling back to sixth position. Foontang moving up to seventh. Bambi Buster, Misfit, PJ Dude are 8th, 9th, and 10th. Slow Motion Fire in 11th. Got to go fast. Dropping back there to 12th position. Presto's Besto in 13th. Ollie in 14th. And Ray Devil 15th. Evil Kai with a DNF and T-Phrase. Unfortunately, we were watching him a little bit earlier on, but the disconnect just continues. Just continues to ruin the race for T-Phrase. Another DNF for him. So there you go. That's the conclusion of week 3. And of course, you can get all the updates as they happen at reddit.com/r/FM4. So as they tally up the results and update where everybody is overall, you can catch that there with the scoreboard. And then of course, going into week number 4, we'll have that information posted up as well. Week 4, heading out to the test track, the Forza Motorsport test track, full circuit. It'll be 24 laps on that one. That's going to be an interesting to watch. That's a race through airport hangars. And then race number 8 heads out to Sebring, the full circuit in the nighttime conditions. Our first night race here, our only night race in season 24 of the FM4 series. 11 laps in that one at that big monstrous Sebring course. And then of course week 5 concludes race number 9 there on November 27th at Lime Rock, West Chicane, 65 laps. It's been an absolute pleasure, folks, broadcasting here tonight. FM4 Forza Motorsport Spec Racing Series. Our next broadcast will be this Sunday with the Mileage Masters Championship finale. And I do hope that you'll join us for that one, either out on the track or here in the pit lane. We had a marvelous race number 5 there at Daytona International Raceway. You can catch that on playback there at twitch.tv/Shadow Edge Media. Just go to the video tabs and select the past broadcast, and you'll be able to watch that race in its entirety on demand. You can fast forward, rewind, all that good stuff. But yes, the finale of Season 4, it is this Sunday. Mini John Cooper Works GP cars. I'm failing to remember the performance index for those. It is A695, and Slapsvella, he will come away as the champion in that one. But where does everybody else sit at the conclusion of season number 4 in MMC? You have to tune in and find out. Looking at the pit lane here, Foontang saying, oof, mad racing tonight. 16th to 7th in the second race. Yeah, Foontang was just on it. If only his qualifying was able to put him a little bit further up in the pack, just imagine where he would have finished out overall. Slow Motion Fire, most people are running the same tune and really only tweaking the final drive ratio. So Slow Motion Fire giving us a little bit of an update there. I tried to follow you, Foon, but I shot myself in the foot only to go back to 11th. Family Dude, I reckon I could have loosened the car a little to run the curbs in Sector 1 a little bit better. And Coda Fox, stream a practice lobby for the minis. We won't stream a practice lobby. But certainly if you go to my Discord channel, the Mileage Masters Championship Discord channel, which you can find the link down below, it's in the pit lane etiquette section. You could probably either meet up with some of our drivers and have a practice session, or watch them go around the track for a practice session. I'm just not going to be able to stream one here between now and Sunday. And so with that being said, I wish you all a great rest of the week. Us North Americans, or us U.S. folks, we're one day closer to that lovely Thanksgiving Day holiday next Thursday. Not this coming Thursday, but the following Thursday. Oh, I'm ready for it. But not before we get through some more racing on Sunday. If you get any more racing action in, either virtually or in the real world, as always, keep it fun, keep it safe, keep it clean. To all our drivers who are racing in the FM4 Series here today, good job on you. For everybody who tuned in, thank you so much for being here, and we look forward to seeing you next time here on Shadow Edge Media, live on Twitch TV. Adios and goodbye.